So I'm kind of looking forward to watching it. It did win 4 Academy Awards. It got Best Picture in 1980. Robert Redford got Best Director. Timothy Hutton got Best Supporting Actor, which I always love watching Timothy Hutton. I've never seen him this young in a movie, though, so that's going to be interesting. And it also got Best Screenplay Adaptation by Alvin Sargent. And I don't think this one's really, other than a theatrical trailer, it doesn't really have any special features. It would have been nice to have had a commentary, but, you know, can't have everything. So, anyway, that's Ordinary People. The next film is Nobody's Fool, which I hadn't heard of before, but I did notice that it had both Rosanna Arquette and Eric Roberts in it. I like Rosanna Arquette, and I absolutely, some people may laugh, but I absolutely love watching Eric Roberts in films, especially in his younger days. This one is another, I guess you would call it romantic comedy. And I know, I'm a little bit sappy here lately, guys. I've been getting a lot of romantic comedies and watching them. I caught myself watching Pretty in Pink again the other night. I'll get out of it and get back into the horror soon, I'm sure. But I wanted to get a few things that were a little bit different. Give me a chance to kind of let go of the horror for a little bit. And I think that this one is going to be a decent film. I don't think it's going to just like knock my socks off or anything like that. But it does concern, Rosanna Arquette plays a young woman who is looking for, just like that song says, looking for love in all the wrong places. And she gets herself into all kinds of trouble. And then eventually she meets Eric Roberts' character and just kind of falls head over heels in love with him. And you're just taken on this ride to see what's going to happen with this couple. And so again, I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. Like I said, it's not one that I'd heard of before, but again, I think it's worth a pickup. Any of these will be worth a pickup for $3. I mean, even if you decided afterwards that you hated it, you only spent $3. So, you know, it's worth the gamble there. Okay, the next one is Lean on Me, which has the great Morgan Freeman on it. This is another one that I have never seen before, and I'm hoping that it's kind of maybe a little bit darker, but I'm hoping it's going to be along the lines of a movie I saw recently, Stand and Deliver, about a teacher who teaches these students advanced math that pretty much everyone else has given up on, and I'm hoping that this one kind of follows that track. But this is interesting because I was talking about Ralph Macchio earlier. This says it's a true story about a real hero from the director of The Karate Kid and Rocky. So, should be interesting. Definitely worth $3 because I'm thinking this one was a more high caliber film than some of these others I've talked about. But actually, Morgan Freeman plays a principal. It says he's armed with a bullhorn and a Louisville Slugger, and he's been sent to this high school in New Jersey, and he's supposed to save the school because I guess it's a case of the students. There's a lot of rough characters in this school, and he has to kind of break down these barriers and get the school back on track. So I'm hoping it's an inspiring film. You know, sometimes you need those feel-good films, and I'm hoping this one's going to do it for me. I suspect it will, and the fact that it has Morgan Freeman on it, so couldn't fail with Morgan Freeman on it. Anybody that's seen enough Morgan Freeman knows he's just an excellent actor. Okay, so that's Lean on Me. The next one is For Pete's Sake with Barbara Streisand. And I know, guys, you're going to laugh. You're thinking, what in the heck is she getting these 1960s movies for? I love mid to late 60s films. I have seen a lot of them from that time period. Usually the hippie type films. I've seen Cactus Flower with Goldie Hawn. I've seen Butterflies Are Free with Goldie Hawn. There's a Girl in My Soup. Let's see. I'm thinking The Magic Christian with Peter Sellers was from late 60s. I could be wrong, but I believe it was. I like all the Beatles films. I like Easy Rider. I like The Trip. I mean, yeah, some of these are just really crazy films, but I still enjoy popping them in from time to time and watching them. The 60s was, whether you want to believe it or not, the 1960s was a great cultural time period, especially mid to late 60s, when the anti-war movement, the hippie movement, all that stuff was going on. There were some incredible films that came out of that time period. And I know what you're thinking, probably drugs had something to do with some of that. And I'm sure it did. I know it had to do with films like Easy Rider. But, again, that doesn't detract from my love of these films. And I don't think it should really detract from anybody else's love of the films. Even though these types of films, or these films from this time period, have taken a beating in the past, just because I guess they don't fit our morals for today, by today's standards. Either people think they're too risque, which older people probably do think so, or kids today think that they aren't worth watching because A, they don't have enough violence in them, or enough sex or whatever. They just don't work for them for whatever reason or another. And it was a very different time period than what we're dealing with now. But films such as this, and Cactus Flower, and Butterflies Are Free, There's a Girl in My Soup, all those things like that, it's just, you get a different kind of enjoyment out of them. And I'm really looking forward to this. It concerns a woman and her boyfriend she's his wife. Her husband is a cabbie, and she's trying to put him through school, so they get in all these crazy schemes to get him money for school. So I think this is going to be a really, really fun movie, and again, I'm really looking forward to watching it, and I hope to be able to come back with some kind of review to let everyone know about it. As far as special features on this, sorry about that, that's blurring really bad. It does have digitally mastered audio, anamorphic video, widescreen and full screen. It does have director's commentary and theatrical trailers on it. There's talent files, production notes. So this one, again, whether the movie is 100% or not, I still think it's worth $3. And if you can find it at your local Big Lots, I'd say pick it up.